And there he is, folks, the world champion, the first time ever, with the largest payout in esports history, winning $3 million. Booga! Hi, my name is Michael Johnson. I'm a ballroom dance professional, a life coach, and a peak performance expert. I'm part of a group of motivated people who are dedicated to attaining emotional mastery and unlocking our full potential. We've realized life is a dance. The ups and downs can spin you out of your mind, but it's time to take back control. It's time to become a lifer. We don't believe others are responsible for how we feel. In fact, we don't believe anyone can make us feel anything. We are a new breed of overachievers. Emotional mastery is our journey, and unlocking our full potential is the key. Welcome to the journey. We are lifers, and this is Magic for Life. What's up, lifers? Michael Johnson here with the Magic for Life podcast, and I'm so excited you joined me today. Hope you enjoyed the fun, epic intro. Just having some fun and really trying to keep you on your toes as best I can. Today, for this podcast, I brought in a very special guest. I love to have my kids come join me, and so today I've invited Mr. Nathan Johnson to the podcast. How's it going, Nate?
Great. How's it going?
Pretty good, man. Thanks for joining me on today's podcast. As we put together the intro for this, Nate had the idea that we should do something super epic. That was sweet, man.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
All
yeah.
the way.
All the way. Anyway, yeah, you heard it right. $3 million this year. Tell everybody where you could have earned $3 million this year.
By simply playing Fortnite Battle Royale.
Battle Royale, and that was the World Championships, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Where was it at?
I think it was in New York.
Yeah, New York. That's what I thought they said too. And that was crazy. I saw the video you showed me. We were watching it before, and Nate was kind of catching me up. I was like, Nate, you got to be on the podcast so you can talk about some of this stuff. But they were in a stadium, weren't they?
Yeah, that was crazy. I don't know why they did that. It's been a lot of people.
That was sick, man. It was packed. The stadium was absolutely packed, and they had everybody, all the players down on the center of the arena. But they were doing like 360 shots, and there was the whole stadium was absolutely packed. It was crazy.
There were so many people there.
Were they just watching?
Yeah, they were just
like
watching.
Those screens and stuff, or were
there
they?
were screens all around the stadium, and they were just sitting on the stadiums watching.
Did you hear how many people were watching live this Fortnite contest?
I have no idea.
That's crazy, right? I'm sure the stats are out there somewhere. We didn't look that up beforehand. I mean, we looked up a ton of stats, but we didn't look that stat up. But I know from the video we watched, they said that there were just a lot of people watching live, not only being there in person. That's crazy.
It's insane.
How do you get into one of these tournaments, Nate?
I think you just have to apply for it by doing something in the game called Arena. It's basically scored playing when you're like, every placement you get, it goes into a score on your stats. But they're different stats than public matches.
Okay, cool. So do you have to like win your way through and get a certain score, and then finally you're allowed to go play in the tournament?
Yeah, you have to win your way all the way up. There's like 5 or 6 what they call arenas that you have to beat. Uh-huh. And you have to win your way through. There's certain points you have to get, and yeah, that's how you move up the ranks. And
so for those of us out there that aren't super familiar with Fortnite, why don't you tell us how Fortnite Battle Royale works? Like, what's the premise? How does it work? What happens?
Well, it's basically King of the Hill, but a shooter game.
Okay.
So you start in what they call a battle bus in the sky, and you jump out and land at whatever spot you like landing at for certain loot.
How many people are in at one time?
There's 100.
So every one of these individual games starts with 100 people.
Yeah.
They all jump out from the sky, and they give you like parachutes or something and different types of things like that, and you can float down to the bottom and land in different locations, right?
That's right.
And then what?
And then you look around for loot, chests, ammo, and materials to build.
So you start with nothing then?
Yes, you start with absolutely nothing but a pickaxe.
And the pickaxe is so you can get resources, so
Yes.
you can build structures around you to help protect you defensively throughout the game, right?
Right.
Okay. So this is a pretty popular game. How many people are playing Fortnite these days?
A month there's 78.3 million people.
Every month?
Yeah. And there's
78.3
about
million
250 million players total
in the world.
in the world.
Dang, that is huge. And where's it ranked? Where's this game ranked in the overall whole of all games?
Second place,
Second place, only to what?
Minecraft.
Holy cow! And what is Minecraft at these days?
I have no idea.
It's higher than that.
It's
higher than 200.
Fortnite. It's insane.
That's amazing. So a ton of people play this game. It's a free game, right? Like you can just download it if you have
You just download it and play.
PC, Xbox, on your phone, and it's free for everybody, right?
Right.
All right. And so they obviously have in-game purchases that this company's making money off of. But this tournament was sick. I mean, like a whole stadium full. I mean, like it was a football stadium full of people.
It's crazy.
Watching Fortnite.
Even the computers and where they were sitting was all decked out. They had insanely nice chairs and desks and computers.
So they had them all set up, ready to go on their own spaces to play. So they get in, they play through all these different rounds, work their way up to the top set. Now, you brought up this video of this final tournament, and I'll post it in this podcast. I'll post the link to this video because if you haven't seen it, it's something special, to watch because, some of you out there might not be fond of video games, or you might be, who knows, but there's some serious talent going with these gamers, and the things that they're doing in this game are kind of ridiculous. I grew up being a gamer. I was one of the original Nintendo kids that grew up with Super Mario and sort of have watched gaming grow from the very beginning. Now it's crazy to watch my son playing these first-person shooters like Fortnite, and now there are tournaments offering purses of $30 million. Now that's the overall purse, right? There was $30 million being given away for the entire tournament, right?
Yeah.
What are some of the other events that they were, do you know, that they were giving away money for?
I think they were doing duos, which is you and one other person on a team.
Okay. Uh-huh.
And I think they might have been doing trios, which is just 3 other people, and squads.
That's crazy. So most of these people playing in the tournament are all young people, right? Aren't they?
Yeah, most of them are teens.
That's crazy. And so now with these video games, there's this opportunity to go, and if you're the best, you can earn some pretty sick prize money. I mean, this winner, Booga, who's, how old is he?
I think he's 16.
16. I mean, we saw the video. Like I said, I'll put the link in the podcast. But this kid is young and super mellow.
He is pretty chill.
Yeah, I mean, he has his own streaming on YouTube, right? Like
it's on Twitch.
Oh, on Twitch.
It's another streaming platform.
I see. He doesn't post on YouTube.
I'm not sure. He might.
I see. But so he has his own subscribers and followers. Do you know how many followers he has?
I'm not sure. I haven't checked.
Okay. But I'm sure he's earning money off of that too, and sponsorships and stuff like that. But he was pretty cool kid. At the end, when they were giving him his awards, the little interview that's up there is basically asking him what he's gonna do with the $3 million. What did he tell you?
He's gonna save it and probably buy a new desk.
Oh, well, they prodded that out of him, right? He was like, well, come on, aren't you going to buy something with the $3 million? And he said, yeah, I'm going to buy an upgraded desk. That's what he said, an upgraded desk. Which is crazy, like, that's, not only was I impressed that he had those skills and that he had worked towards that, but I was pretty impressed that he was a smart enough kid to know that he should save his money and use it for his future, and maybe he was going to buy one thing, a desk, and that was pretty cool. His parents seemed to have their heads on straight too. They said it's kind of hard trying to balance, the school work and making sure that studies were important but they seemed to kind of have it together, and you could tell it was kind of a weird thing for them, right? Like here
It looked really weird. They looked shocked. I don't think they thought he was gonna win.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, which is funny because like he's clearly the best. I mean, he was heads and tails above everybody all the way to the end of the tournament, right?
Yeah.
And that's pretty cool. So, Nate, what do you think about this whole new generation of kids seeing this and seeing that maybe you could win $1 million or $3 million? Even some of the people that didn't win first place. I don't even know what place that other guy in that video got, but he got like 1.5 million, and he didn't even win. So what do you think about like kids looking at video games now as a means by which for them to go and compete and maybe even win money at?
I think it's really it has a lot of potential, but they could get too distracted with that and not do any school or what they need to do.
You still think that the school side of it's important?
Yeah.
Why do you think that?
Because without school, they won't know how to do much more if they don't make it in gaming.
Well, they have to live in their mom and dad's basement for the rest of their life. Yeah. I don't. Just so you know, you're not living in my basement for the rest of your life.
Yeah. I'm not planning on it.
Okay, good. All right. Well, what do you think went into Booga's like preparation? I mean, I know you play the game a lot. I've watched you play, and I get to see some of your videos and some of your successes and stuff. Like, this is on the front end, it's a seemingly easy game to play. But tell me about what kind of things you have to really get good at.
You really have to get good at aiming and building, otherwise you're not going to make it in Fortnite.
Really?
Building is one of the biggest aspects of the game. That's why it got so popular, because you can build. If you get shot at, you can't just run in circles and hope not to get hit, because people's aim is insane.
Really?
Yeah.
I saw you the other day change the sensitivity on your controller because it was too low. Yeah. What does it mean when you change the sensitivity to be...
To make it easier to look around or build, like spin around in a circle and stuff, so looking around.
So it has to go faster. The sensitivity has to be faster. I see. What kind of time do you think Booga put into getting good at this game leading up to it?
Probably like 8 hours for tons and tons of months since the game came out, probably.
It's crazy. They said that somewhere in one of those interviews, right? That he had spent like 8 hours a day playing. I wonder how he got his homework done.
Probably didn't.
I don't know, man. It seemed like his parents are pretty stringent about getting his homework done, getting his schoolwork done. What do you think? What do you think is the hardest part about winning one of those battle royales?
Just getting to the end zone without getting killed by a robot. They're called mechs. They just added them into the game, and they're insanely overpowered.
Yeah.
And what's surprising is the #1 tweet for a few days is #remove their mechs. And Fortnite does nothing about it.
So here's this kid that wins $3 million playing a video game, a shooter video game. And, there's a lot of tournaments out there, like Overwatch for Blizzard has a tournament. I think some of the sports, the games, like FIFA, has some sports tournaments. I've seen a bunch, like video game golf tournament that I saw on ESPN the other day. So, and they're all offering these big prize money rewards or prizes.
It's crazy because the money they've made, they just, from sponsors and stuff that they get, they can just be like, okay, well, if we do this, then we get this in return, which is probably more than what they're giving away.
Yeah, it's crazy. Well, what do you think this means to people that don't play video games? I mean, obviously, a lot of people aren't going to just run out and start playing video games to do tournaments. But do you think it's just like anybody can just go and win one of these tournaments?
Not anybody. Well, yes, anybody, but they'd have to put a lot of practice in to win one of these tournaments because people at the top levels are way better than people in like public matches and stuff.
I see. Well, so it's just like anything else then, right?
Yeah.
Well, he spent 8 hours a day playing, probably like you said, since the game came out. And I know you dance, and you're competitive at dance. So it'd probably be similar to that, the kind of things and the time that you put into learning to be the best in dance as well, right?
Right.
And the weird part, I guess, is that with anything you do, there's probably that holy grail, that ultimate reward or prize payout, no matter what it is that you do. And you probably just have to put the time and effort into it, right? Just put the work and the effort. I felt like talking about this on today's podcast was important because it doesn't matter what it is that you do. Like, it really doesn't make a difference what it is that you do. You got to get passionate about it, and you got to love what you do. And I think it really doesn't make a difference. Now, it just so happens that Fortnite tournament has the hugest payout that you have ever seen in any sort of video game tournaments, is what they said.
Like I said, you have to be playing for a lot of time to be able to get to those ranks. I've been playing since season 1, but I'm still not nearly as good as any of those people because I never put in the time.
Right. Well, I think it's about the same for anything, right? You got to decide what it is you're going to do.
And
put
then go
your
all
effort.
for it.
Yeah, all in, right? Go give it everything you got.
Full send or no send.
All right. Well, that's it. We're gonna close today's podcast. We just thought it was a fun, different, unique thing to talk about. And whatever it is that's your thing, you got to find your thing. You got to find what you love. You got to put the time into it, and you got to master what it is you're doing. And whether it's playing Fortnite and going after that $3 million prize, or whether it's dancing and you're going after that championship, or business and you're going after that major win, and that product or service that's going to change the world and really provide a unique solution to all the people that are buying it from you. It doesn't matter what it is you're doing. You got to give it your all. You got to put in 100%. And we're going to leave you with that today. So thanks for joining me today, Nate. It's fun having you on the podcast.
It's fun being here.
Nothing like talking about a little video gaming to brighten your day, right?
That's right.
All right. Peace out. Michael Johnson, Magic for Life podcast, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care. Want more Magic for Life? If so, then reserve your copy of my new book. Get your copy at everyminutebook.com. Inside this book, you'll find the secrets to attaining the next level of performance in anything you do. Learn the secrets behind emotional mastery that'll start you on your new journey of being a lifer. Whether you're an athlete, a business professional, or an artist, this book will change your life forever. Get your copy reserved today.